part 103. It's snowing. It literally just started snowing right out my window. It's kind of nice. Obviously, well too late for Christmas. But it's the first snow of the year, so, you know, that's always exciting in the UK. We always see so little of it. But yeah, okay, so hello everybody. The next part, we're going to be finishing up the Order of Whispers plan to acquire a fleet of ships to assault Ra with. I'm meeting you here at Gavbjorn's waypoint. This is actually a staging post for the assaults on one of the cathedrals. You'll see the Temple of Melandru is nearby. So a worthwhile place to visit. It can fall to the Risen, so you have to be cautious of that. What I really want to show you is the scouts, who I'm guessing is up here on this coral. Still kind of technically a part of the base, but quite far away at the same time. It's a Priory Norn.
The Cathedral of Verdance at the other end of Winternell Isle was built to honor the human god Melandru. But Zaitan's influence has corrupted the ancient structure. We must contain that corruption to aid the Pact's coming assault on the Promenade of the Gods.
So there, he just mentioned something called the Promenade of the Gods. The Promenade of the Gods is kind of the walkway to the gates to the city of Ra. Now remember, the gods lived within Ra, out away from the prying eyes of mortals who presumably, you know, it would pain them to be around them too much, hence the whole Malkor thing. So what the Orions built was this great, like, awesome entryway filled with influence of the gods and statues and stuff. Statues that are keying into the cathedrals all over Or. So that's what the Promenade is. And when you start hearing about that, you really do know you're getting close. But Bract, for now, is actually more interested in the waters nearby. So let's just speak to this Asura, I guess. There's a few different NPCs we can maybe go for. This guy says, these docks are a key position for the war effort. As long as we keep them, we can keep our hope. I'll keep an eye out for any invaders. And yeah, the story instance we're actually about to deal with will actually interact quite a lot with Gavbjorn's. So yeah, let's move up and see how it goes. And that concept art showing kind of a rotted beach. I actually wonder whether it was genuinely influencing this horrible rotted beach we're on now. There's some dynamic events to do with like all these corpses and pollution and stuff here. The only thing that's missing that the concept art has that this doesn't is like chains draped across the beaches and the sands. But old wrecked ships. Like, look at this. You remember Ellie was hiding in the bones of some great ancient fish or something? It's weird how similar that feels and looks to, like, as a rib cage to, you know, just the remains of this old ship hull here as well. But moving on, you'll see that our first appearance of Gavbjorn's as a part of the story is it's actually under attack. So let's help deal with these guys and come to save the day. Oh yeah, we got bombs, not grenades now. Okay, so I need to move a bit closer.
So tired.
Head on in, Commander. Riley James gathered the troops and is waiting your arrival. This is not...
Eiley Jane. He says Eiley as well. I like Eiley a little bit more. Eiley and Ellie seems to make more sense. So yeah, look how everybody salutes us as we walk past them. Look at this. Oh, we command so much respect at this point. Bract. I like the idea of us just carrying trinkets and things around. We're essentially a Sir and James Bond, remember? But now we're getting to a point where we're becoming like a war leader. It's a very crazy thought. Okay, so the main person we want to speak... I think we're just going to go around those chairs and that throne. So before we do that, let's see. Here we go. Fel is back.
May Melandru guide you.
Obviously, as an Asura, I don't necessarily worship Melandru, but I do like Melandru or appreciate that Melandru might exist. Check it out. There's the boats we accommodated last instance. They're out there. Very nice. There's some Risen in the water. I hope everybody's ready and clear with that. It's just kind of all wrecked and nasty. I like how we've repurposed it. Every base we come to, I always get amazed by the layers of history that are kind of there. You know, like the cobblestones we're walking on were laid by Orions, and yet now they're actually finding actual purpose with us, you know. Anyways, so it doesn't really look like anyone else wants to speak. Let's head to the center and see what this is.
And that's why I say researcher Mava's threaded megafluidity theorem is complete bunk.
Mava's crazy as a junk heap scrit. Huh, we finally found something we can agree on.
Pipe down, you two. The commander doesn't need to hear your prattle. We need to report.
Right, okay. So they just mentioned Mava. Mava is the Asura that we found locked in time warp stasis in her booby trap filled mansion in Lion's Arch. Was actually one of the earliest people to realize an assault was coming on Lion's Arch, and these guys don't respect her whatsoever. Kind of funny. There's a really nice touch here as well with these big chairs that we as Asura are actually sitting on. Of course, as the series has gone out, you guys saw, I talked about it, the novelties update came in only in 2018 while I've been recording this with you all. before. So nowadays, you do find NPCs sitting in chairs all the time, and it's in the story and it's really good. But it was kind of a rarity when the game first came out. So this sequence of instances were really nice because they'd actually calm and coded it so these guys would sit down with the sit emote. But yeah, they don't quite know about just full-on regular chair sitting as we do nowadays. Anyway, so yeah, who else we got here? Well, some light bringers. Everybody sort of coming and huddling around this fire. How are you guys all doing exactly? Well, let's see.
Greetings. We've got the ships, the crew, and the sizable force. All we need is a good commander, and our squad's ready for the final operation.
I'm ready to catch the Risen with their tattered pants down. How do you want to play this?
We sail south and blend in with their usual galleys. The Risen will assume we're part of their fleet, until we start firing on their shore artillery. While we sail, Inkblood will lead a feint against the ground troops to distract the Risen. Commander, you'll be on the flagship with Phil, Mary, and me. Zott will be the flagship's gunner. Ellie's assigned to the second galleon, the Windfall. We need to spread out our firepower in case we lose one of the ships.
Don't worry about the captured galleons, Crusader Jane. Everything will be fine. They're in fully operational condition.
Oh, very quick.
And by operational, he means they have a barely tolerable ratio of hulls to wreckage.
That's enough, you two. With your leave, Commander, we'll board the ships and set sail.
Zott, you've gone all lumpy-eared. Worried about me?
Not worried. I merely wanted you back on my ship to assist me. That's all.
Stop stressing out. Activate that big heat sink you call a brain and get to work.
Big heat sink you call a brain. And they get up. So they're going to be on different ships. That's never a good sign, is it? Oof. Look at these guys moving out. So Inkblood here is patrolling off with Amphib into the mainland. Everyone's going to different places here. I wonder if I freak everyone out moving around with my mini. Probably. But look, minis are just toys. They're just clockwork mechanisms, all right? Built at Winter's Day for children. It's fine. So, yeah, okay. Everybody moves slightly to the waters. We do actually get to catch up with them a little bit now. So, Ellie,
How may I assist you?
you okay being on this other ship? Zott, such a worrywart. He's going to explode one day from his anxiety parameters. Me, I look forward to shooting Risen from the deck of the Windfall. Look, she speaks like such a pure, awesome Asura, you know. There's so much thought into her dialogue. Yeah, all right, I'll see you after the siege, Ellie. Just make sure your ship survives. Zott, I guess you're with me on my ship, right? I do worry for Ellie. She wasn't at Claw Island. She didn't see the terrors we fought there. She's seen her share of war. She'll be okay. Look, after we spoke to her, she actually moved. Yeah, I mean, that is true, actually. Zott's seen the big stuff with us. Ellie was just kind of doing tournament fights and stuff, and then eventually got roped in here at the end. Did she see the big moments? Not really. She's seen her share of war, we say. We'll be okay, but I don't know whether that's just Bract being charismatic and sort of trying to calm him down a bit. Maybe she doesn't know the terrors of how dangerous this was. If you think about early in the original instance, she was being loud when we were supposed to be quiet. It's like she doesn't quite anticipate the stakes, you know? So anyway,
You honor me.
time to get these boats to the docks. Have any last questions about the mission, Commander? All right, tell me again. What's the overall strategy for the assault? We sail the Orion ships to the docks south of Arar. Agent Zott has prepared stealth cannons to bombard the docks, destroy the siege weaponry, and claim the area for the Pact. What's Scholar Inkblood doing? Well, leading a sortie to bait Orion ground forces at the docks into attacking opposite our location. It will give us a chance to blindside the siege ships. This is some actual D-Day stuff here, where we're using subterfuge to try and convince them that we'll be landing and attacking at a place we're actually not, all right? The World War II inspiration is palpable. Also, by the way, do you see how both this plan and the Vigil plan with the tanks kind of can coexist, right? The idea being that the Vigil tanks help create the land invasion here, and this time we're kind of creating a different one here. Okay, so it will give us, and obviously I like the idea that everything was happening all at once, right? No matter what choice we picked. So what's the overall strategy? Sorry, so if we ask this, she's just going to say the same thing, right? Yeah. So what are Fel and Mary's roles? Well, Fel will captain our flagship. Mary will run support in the hull and be on backup cannon duty. She'll fire on locations marked by Inkblood's signal flares. So Inkblood we just saw leaving the camp. He's going to be creating flares for us to fire on. Right, and so Inkblood's doing the... I wish I could do the Inkblood thing, honestly, as an Order of Whispers. I want to be doing the spying job and marking who the hell we get to siege, and then running away from the explosives. We've seen too many deaths, though. Haven't two different characters died now? Tegwin and Ton both died in a similar situation of setting up a signal flare and not being able to get away. I guess as long as your name doesn't begin with T, you'll be fine.
I hope you're here to help.
Good to see you again, Commander. I look forward to working with you. Likewise, Mary. Well, we haven't known you long, but it's certainly been a pleasure. And then Fel, I'll see these ships safely to the docks. Count me in. All right, cool. So we're going to board the ships here, get on the rowboat. We're going to press F on it. And next you know, Bract will be south of Arar.
I'm not seeing any movement. Looks like we're in the clear.
Stay wary. They won't give up that easily.
Should we try to look more risen? I could shuffle around, or rather or something.
Stay quiet, Mary, my dove. That's all we can do.
Oh, I like the idea of sneak. This reminds me of that crate lore of sailors having to be really quiet when as soon as they see the lights of the slaves on the horizon, too scared to go near the deeps. And so here we are, like it's...
Board, Commander. Ali and Zott are waiting for you above decks.
Oh, doesn't that send shivers to you guys? This is how Claw Island opened. We're under the deck, this time on a risen ruin ship. No pristine Lion Guard vessels right now. But yeah, we're out here. You'll notice on the minimap, we are way out at sea here.
Maybe you could show me some moves.
And yeah, we're being beckoned up onto the top. You're needed up on deck, Commander. Sure. Well, what have we got here? We could come around here. This is where Zott was hammering away before. Looks all right now. Moving over.
Agent Zott, time to work your magic. Show me some firepower.
1 part fire, 1 part power, and the rest is made of kaboom.
Okay, the camera's moving, you can tell. So this is going to be a big battle here. So we're going to zoom in. Look at other ships out there. This is so cool. So fire Zott's cannons to destroy the catapults on the shore. So it begins. They're going to be sieging over us. You'll see that's what more ghost fire here is. I think that's ghost fire we're sieging them with. So we get on these. You'll notice there are actually 5 established. That, again, is something very rare for the personal story to do, but the devs that made this did it in case you were playing it co-op with a full 5-man team. Everyone could have a cannon. So check it out. We've got Plasma Shot, a basic energy shot. Scatter Shot to shoot 8 beams and cover a large area. Or we can charge the cannon for the Super Shot. So let's use that. Let's charge Super Shot. So you'll see... oh, yeah, okay. And this is a special kind of skill that you actually have to hold it down, okay? Once you hold it, you'll see it says Super Shot charged. It will last for an hour, and now the skill 3 has turned into this supercharged shot that demolishes a large area. So and then finally we've got a shield, which I'll show you here. It defends us if we get counter sieged, right? So super shot. Where do we want to aim it at? Each catapult, right? So there's one.
Looks
Fire
like the
on the eye
giants
of
are on
sight.
shore defense.
We need to take it
Use
out
your cannon
before-
shields
Too
to
late.
deflect
The
the
eyes
incoming
spotted
rockets.
us. Brace yourself, everyone. Things are about to get rough.
So, the eye sees us, and now what we have to do is deal with it. So, first there's this dock over here. Bit of advice, hit these Risen on this dock, because it will be important that they're dead later. So I'm just going to spend this first bit at the start of the fight here to siege them down. Let's try and super shot them. I think that's probably more important, actually. So we're going to reflect those again, because that does a lot of damage if we don't reflect them properly.
The hull's cracking, Captain. Oozes are slipping in through the holes. I could use help down here.
I'll take your post, Commander. You get down there and lend Mary a hand.
So there we go. Okay, so we're going to have multiple things to do all at once right now, and it's kind of important to be efficient. I still want to cleave more Risen before I deal with the ooze issue, though. So I'm going to actually stay up here. We're going to, before charging, use our reflect bubble there. We're going to charge up again. I'm just going to hit the dock again, just to make sure this stuff is definitely dead. So kill as many as possible, and maybe we'll get some up on that hill there as well. I'll go one more, okay? One more super shot, and we'll try and hit, like, these giants or something up here. Here you go. So that giant's firing at us, so we want to launch ours and reflect. Oh, right at the last second we managed to get that. And reflecting on the giants is good. It will actually do a bit of damage to them as well. I'll go one more. Sieging is just so fun on this mission. There you go. Do you see that huge hit of damage that I did there against him? Getting the angle just right. Pretty tricky. Okay, and then one more reflect. We'll reflect this here. Okay, good. Right. So let's go below deck now and see what we've got in terms of ooze. You'll see that some are actually climbing up already. That's a bit of a problem. All right, so coming down. The idea is that the ship is sinking right now, and we need to kill these ooze that are slithering their way in.
Oh, these awful things are eating through the hull. Help me squash them.
So they're slithering through, right? So we're going to use our bombs here. I like the idea of the glue bomb. Plug in the holes.
I've got an idea. Lodge that goop in a hole, and it'll plug the gap so no more oozes can come through.
So, yeah, we're going to pick up the goop where they die, come to the holes, and plug them up, just like so. And we're nice and clear.
We need something to plug up these leaks before they get worse.
Now, you'll notice as well that sometimes the entire area is going red with a giant AoE. That's because the giants up top are still sieging us. A mission where it would be genuinely cool to play co-op, because people could help deal with the giants while other people come down underneath. So we're going to keep grabbing the goop and plug as many holes as possible. And we kind of have to alternate through these phases. So we'll grab that one. And the more holes you plug, the less ooze will respawn, because the less holes they can go through, if that makes sense. So here's another one here. Grab this. I wonder if those ooze... Oh, God. What's going on here? Am I stuck? Hello? Oh, God. I think I'm stuck, guys. I think I got stuck in a weird bit of the ship. How did I even get here? No! Oh, my God. We're getting sieged as well. We can't use Elixir S to leave either. Oh, I think I have to redo the mission now. Oh, my God. And I have to do it carefully as well, because we might be about to go downstate from getting sieged. All right, so... Oh, God. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go character select... And we're going to log back in. That saves Brack's life there. I really didn't want to do that at any point in the series, but we bugged into the terrain, so what can I do, right? All right, so I'll see you guys on the ship again in a second. Damn. For what it's worth, by the way, back here now. Yeah, the Eye of Zaitan. There is an eye here. Another eye. This is our third eye that we've seen. And so it's a huge victory if we actually manage to destroy it, for all the same reasons that killing the first one was a huge victory. But you also notice it demonstrates a new power here, and that's to create these bone walls.
The hull's cracking, Captain. Oozes are slipping in through the holes. I could use help down here.
I'll take your post, Commander. You get down there and lend Mary a hand.
Which you can actually destroy just via reflection of the giants, obviously. But, you know, it's a thing to point out. All right, cool. So, with a lot of that dealt with, let's go back down and deal with the ooze and hopefully not get caught in the terrain this time. Look at that, 13,000 damage. Oof. I love how ludicrous the notion is here that I'm using bombs to explode my way through ooze to then perform a delicate surgical procedure of plugging up holes in the bottom of the ship. We've got to stay away from that giant siege there. That could have been really dangerous. So how many more holes can we plug here? That guy's sieging me there. Plug that one. Looks like we've got one left.
Thanks for your help. Now get back to your duties at the cannon.
Yeah, will do.
I'm here to learn.
All right, so back up. And now we want to do as much damage as possible before I think the ooze are then likely to come back again. So up we go. Oh, God, they've built the walls again, have they?
The hull's patched proper, Captain. Why is this tub still shaking?
It's not the ship that's the problem. Something's coming up through the water.
Commander, there are enemy ships rising off the starboard side.
So creepy.
Oh, dear. Look at how cool that is. So, there's loads of shit there between us and our friends. So, next phase, we got to destroy these ships. By the way, I want to point out in the distance, another selection of Pacta doing things. Can you see that airship up there? It's a really nice touch. It's way out in the distance, but there is actually an airship also sieging in the area. So we have our eyes in the sky. So now we've got giants hitting us from behind, and we got to siege these boats. You'll see I already sunk one. As the animation plays through here, we got to reflect there because that giant's going to blow us up. So the giants actually look like they're sieging us with condition damage there. Pretty bad.
Shark's maw. They've damaged the windfall. The galleon will sink for sure.
And oh dear, Ellie's ship.
Crusader Jane, look off our port bow. The windfall has taken heavy damage. They're going down.
We can't do anything about it. If we don't capture those docks immediately, the Pact's entire assault will fail. People are counting on us.
No, that's Ellie's ship. We can't leave her to die.
We have our orders, Agent, and the mission is top priority. Ellie would understand.
To hell with our orders, and to hell with the mission. Ellie needs me. I won't abandon her.
Stand down, Agent Zott. This flagship will continue toward the Orion docks. It's critical that the Pact capture that territory, and this is our only chance. However, the mission can succeed without your expertise. Or mine. Crusader Jane, give Phil and Mary our post. Rendezvous with Inkblood when you reach the shore. Zott and I will head to the Windfall. If there are survivors, we'll get them out and meet you there.
Thank you, Commander. I promised her.
Look at this. We are Sarah. We got to keep together, guys. So there you go. Look, they grabbed the portable devices here. Go on with Zott, Commander. I'll rendezvous with Inkblood on the shore and await your return. Okay, thank you. Find Inkblood when you get ashore. He has flares you can use. Light him up and I'll fire on that location. All right, so we're going to jump out into the water now and actually see if we can find if she's still there. It's so adrenaline-filled. I love what happens with Zott, you know. He's just originally that character at Claw Island who's like, oh, how does this work? Never mind. Just plug it in. You know, he's just this funny character. Now all of a sudden he's got all this serious stuff going on. So we have to jump away from the eye.
We need to search the water where the ship went down.
And we just take the plunge, guys, straight out into the drink, and you'll see it's just swarmed and infested with Risen. As we come down here, though, you will see that there are some more regularly sunk ships here. This is from a long time ago. This is the wreck of the Golden Vanity, so let's not worry too much about that. Your main thing, so this part of the mission is actually really hard to do sometimes. You can get very lost. What you want to do is look at the minimap, and you'll see that there is a fallen ally icon. Make sure you go towards that, and as you can see here, it's got a little arrow on it pointing up, which means that I am currently too low down. We need to swim up. And so you'll see actually right up here near the surface, the bodies haven't sunk. They're sort of just bobbing around here.
Ellie? Ellie? She's still breathing. She has to be.
Oh God, Zott. Instead of spending ages in the depths. Ellie? He's trying to revive her. It's a nice touch that we actually can't help this. Actually, we should be able to, surely. It seems we can't. Who's the fallen ally, then? It's this guy over here. It's just a war master of the vigil. Hey, got her up!
Zott, look at all the pretty tangents and signs tracing your ears. Ooh, geometrical.
Hush, Ellie. Don't say anything. I mean that. Doing equations after a jolt can only lead to non-axiomatic formula. I'm ready, Commander. Let's save as many soldiers as we can and finish this fight once and for all.
Okay, I'm definitely missing an in-joke there. Non-axiomatic formula? What does that mean, guys? Please pause the video and tell me if you're smart enough to know. Oh, God, we're getting hit by Risen. Right, so I'm going to res everyone else as well. They deserve a shot at this as much as anyone else. Staying away from that ship and keeping ourselves alive. I'll see you in a second. All right, there we go. With everybody up, let's get swimming back to the shore. And I can only hope that Inkblood and co are doing well. It is going to be quite the swim past the ship here. And then into the beyond. Look at that ominous-ass shark over there. This reminds me a bit of playing Ark, where you get, like, megalodons just swimming around off in the distance. Oh, God, they're making a beeline for us. Please, no. Come on. What did we do to deserve this? I love how the Sylvan Hound is swimming with us. It's actually kind of cool to see them. Amphibious pets as they are. He's actually rocketing around like a shark himself. Okay, so we've got to move around the bone walls that got shielded up. I think actually, in truth, if I'd done this a little bit differently, the bone walls could be down at this point. I certainly don't remember them always having to be here at this moment. Anyway, we've got a ton of crew here. And believe me, guys, for this next phase, you're going to want as many allies as possible. Here you go. We can actually manually DPS the wall if we want. You saw some of our grenades were hitting it there. There you go. So we can try and knock it out on our own. It will take a bit longer because we don't have the ship's incredible artillery, but it's an option. Let's take these drakes out. Get out of the water. The familiar sight of the cursed shore. Whew. Only it's a bit of a battleground right now. Okay, hello everyone.
Over here, Commander. Ellie. I'm glad to see you're safe.
Me too, little no-fur. Good to see you in one piece.
We have to control this territory. Zott, ready the munitions.
Take this, Commander. You lay down a signal, and we'll fire on that location. Got it?
All right, I got it. So, yeah, check it out. We get to progress on now. We get a very cool ability, Remote Fire. And I like how Brack's plan actually saved lives. That we took initiative where other people wouldn't have. And we got to have our cake and eat it too. Everyone's here and fine.
What do you need to know?
So, Inkblood says, at your service, Commander, what do you need? Well, I need you to fire on whatever I tag here. Jane says, clear the way so Zott can set the charges. Use one of Inkblood's flares so that Mary can focus fire on that area. All right. So coming out the wall, where is Zott and Ellie right now? Oh, here they are. They were standing back a bit, I guess having a bit of a private moment. We're near the first siege weapon. Shall I prep the explosives, Commander? Remember, it will track the Risen. You're clear. Go, go, go. So he's off. He's gonna place his charges, and what I'm gonna do is place my signal flare. So I fire in an area.
Death will be yours.
Watch your fingers. That thing's set to blow.
And our charge will just rip through that area and destroy the Risen. Now, I don't think at any point in the story so far we have seen so many Risen at once. If you're trying to do this instance without using any skills, which is one of the challenges I've done in the game before, this is ridiculously difficult because the whole point is to use these signal flares to cleave out incredible groups of Risen from your ship support. So I'm mostly going to use Inkblood here to do that. Oh god, Zott, you're proper YOLO in it here, man. So look, we can signal really far away as well. We can throw our signals right out there. And I'm just gonna keep preemptively using them as much as possible. So give me another signal flare, thank you. Alright, where do we want to aim now? If I can aim before the Risen start moving towards us, it's much better. So we'll throw that one there. And this isn't like a cheesy thing where they're constantly respawning and it's fake. It's every single creature here is a regular strength Risen that needs to be killed. And once they die, they die. So there's just a whole field of them at first and you've got to work your way through them all. So I'll get that as well. We'll try and just go for as much AoE as possible.
Attack!
Pick up another one. So because it's actually the ship that's attacking them and sieging them, it doesn't actually matter what our might is or anything. There's some of our guys are going down. So hey, how about I drop some siege right in front of us right there. That's probably a good idea.
Knowledge is the greatest strength.
We can cleave those down. I don't like going near the water. Something keeps saying to me, death will be yours every time. I'll drop one more bit of siege here in front.
I've spotted the enemy.
And we'll grab another signal flare. Hopefully they keep resing each other as soon as they're in the clear. More Risen over there. And so this is the point where that's the dock we were sieging with the super cannon before. If we hadn't done that, we'd have to use signal flares and stuff for it. And they can aggro on you very early and do a lot of damage very early. So that's the real big fear at first. So we'll do this again. I think what essentially has happened here is I sent Zott off before clearing the beach. And I probably should have cleared the beach first. But it's okay. We just got to lead him to the next point. He's still just standing behind us right now. So that's them siege, that's them siege. That's just 2 Risen. We can kill them manually, that's fine. But we can throw some premature siege like out at, say, that catapult over there. That's a good idea. All right, let's blow these up with the bomb kit. Let's get our hands dirty. I value this as a pretty low-risk engagement here. Let's grab that. Come back up towards Jane and Inkblood. It's a shame Inkblood doesn't move forward a bit as we get further up the beach. But we do have, what is that, 5,000 range. So as long as you can see, you can probably cast like so, all the way over there. There you go. That's a lot of very long range damage we're doing there. So a couple more of these and we'll move up the beachhead. Once we broke this catapult, it shattered and blew up, and a ton more signal bundles have actually spawned in front. So we don't have to go all the way back to Inkblood every single time. We can collect the new ones that are dropping en route. So that's good. We can grab this one here. And it looks like it drops about 5. Once again, that magic number for if we were playing this co-op. The bone walls have all been destroyed as well now, you'll notice, too. I wonder if some of our early siege attacks never got through because they got obstructed by the bone walls and they had to be destroyed. But yeah, do remember what summoned those was an Eye of Zaitan. We'll have to keep our eyes clear for that in a moment.
Will be yours.
More corruptors out in the water. As long as we don't aggro those, they should be fine. I'll kill those 2. And do you know what? With just one more bundle, I think we should be good to manually go in there. There only looks like there's a few left now. Was those that I aimed at last time, right? Can we get... There you go. If we aim this right, we should be able to get a 3-for-1 here. Ready? There. I'm hoping to get all of those and maybe even the catapult at once. We'll kill this guy in the meantime. You ready? Let's watch. Ready? The signal fire. Boom. Perfect. Nice. So we reached Thorn Dock. If only the Orions could see it now. This is the last of them. Ready for the explosives? I prepared something special for the Risen. All right, Zott, that's it. Let's see what they got. Let's clear this despoiler out as fast as we can as well.
3 for 3. Here goes the last one.
Thank you. Whee!
Zott, you did it! Bless your adorable little moony eyeballs. You're a hero.
It wasn't all me. The commander did a great deal, and, well, there was
Zott!
you.
Ah!
Dun, dun, dun. You notice the dialogue in that cutscene is totally mistimed.
I swear every last one of these walking corpses will burn.
The marksman is their leader. Take him out, and the rest will fall apart.
Oh, dude, I love how angry everyone gets. So Ellie will not wait for us here. She's just YOLOing in. Yes, Zott just got sniped from the back there. Listen to the music here. It's not actually regular combat music. It's just like a grim moment where, I don't know, it's like this dispassionate moment for us now where it's like, oh my god, another death. We just have to put them down in exchange, you know? So yeah, we just rush on in, furious, but in kind of like a melancholic kind of way. I don't know. Do you see the beat they're trying to aim for is quite interesting here. But yeah, so here he is, Marksman Rookbat Rami. We don't even see the eye here. We just see this friggin' general, this sniper that had been waiting and watching in the background. And now it's our job to take him out. Ellie is over here. Well, hold on. Let's clear these out and open up the attack way so everyone can have a piece of the bastard. It's quite moving how she just roars and triggers her hologram instantly to rush on in. And we just leave Zott's body back there. Look at him over there. So moving over. This guy's going to keep teleporting back with his bow as he tries to escape from us.
Die, monster.
Yeah, you hear that? Die, monster. Oh, man. With the voice effect on it? Oh, let's break his break bar. Shield 5. Shield 4.
What, aren't you going to say something? No witty banter?
See? It's cool. I like the mix that they do here, you know?
I'll give you some of my own, then. You're worth the sack of flesh that can't even talk.
Oh, she sounds a bit happy on that last one, actually. A little bit too cheery.
No one mourns your death. No one.
So then with that, we do have the beachways clear.
The operation is a success. Fall in, troops. Secure the docks.
Traherne comes and touches landfall. He must have been on one of the other boats in the background. Everyone charges up. So it's a huge victory, but once again, another setback. Look at it. There's so many people here. Jesus. Ellie just sitting here by Zott, looking at his body, kneeling. Someone's humming. Who's humming? Can you hear that? Oh, dear. Oh, look, Dern's with us. Hey, Dern. Brilliantly done, Bract. Though losing Agent Zott is a huge blow. We've lost so many inventors lately. It'll be hard to replace Tibble or Zott, but here's hoping. Oh, Tibble, also an inventor at the same time. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so Inkblood doesn't want to speak. I guess everyone's just speechless. Hey, Traherne. Look at how everybody... Look at how every NPC here has a different place that they're going to, right? And looking around. They've all been coded to do a special little thing. Look, these guys standing here. They're all up there. A+ for effort. It really is awesome. And Inkblood and Amphib. All right, Traherne. I wish I was seeing you under less grim circumstances.
Well done, Commander. A bittersweet victory, but critical. Your success in this battle means the pack can finally strike at Ara and the dragon Zaitan. Crusader Jane, Ellie, you have my sincere condolences. Agent Zott died a hero, and his sacrifice will be remembered.
I agree. Zott will be missed. He was a great inventor and a good friend.
He was an irascible old crackpot, and you know it, Commander. I don't want to believe he's gone. I don't think I really knew what it meant to fight for Tyria. Everyone said, this is war, and there's no turning back. I couldn't appreciate what that meant, but now I know. It means loss, and pain, and sadness, but it also means hope. I won't give up, and I won't turn back. Even when Zott thought I was gone, he kept searching for me. I'll keep him alive too, with my inventions.
You'll have a chance to do just that. The Pact isn't turning back either. We're going to defeat Zaitan, once and for all.
So there's definitely an expectation in the story at this point that people will die, right? And we're going to see that even more so. Seeing all the branches, you know, we're going to get like triple the experience and also triple the potential for tragedy. One thing I like about what this story beat does is it actually plays with our expectations on that. not 5 minutes ago, we thought Ellie was the one that they were probably going to kill off, right? Because she went down on the sunken ship and they'd made it all so clear. But Bract pulls this genius plan out of her hat and we save her and everything's all good. And, you know, we get to be the hero there. Only for the actual death to be something that was hardly telegraphed at all. And there was no setup for it and no, you know, narrative sleight of hand we could predict early on. It just happened a sniper shot, right? And I actually think that that was really deliberate in that they know that people are expecting, with the splitting up on the boats, that they're gonna do something tragic, and then instead the true tragedy was something you can't predict at all. I think that's deliberate, and I quite like it. I do think it's cool what they're going for there. But yeah, so, and now I get to reveal to you another thing that was burning in my mind when we were playing the Claw Island story, particularly through Retribution. In Retribution, there's all these characters with the Lion Guard that come off and you're meeting for the first time, like Zott and Apatia. And playing that on a replay your second time through the game, it's still really tragic. Even Retribution, where you're like getting this big foot forward, you look at these characters in this cast and you know their story and where they'll end up in the end. And a lot of them won't survive the full thing. A lot of them will be dead anyway before the end. And that's just some extra, you know, like knife wrench when you see these faces. So yeah, there's just a ton going on here. And now we get quite an extraordinary message from Trahearne. So you'll notice that we didn't get to speak to Trahearne with the tanks mission. However, this time he's here. And I think he probably should have been at the end of the tanks missions as well, which were a lot thinner on the ground. So here's what he says, right? He says the Priory has a ritual that we think could cleanse ore. We just need to get my sword Cannonbolt to the proper spot. So this is an immense story beat and is actually something I take a lot of issue with at the end of the story. We'll have plenty of time to discuss in full. But all of a sudden, and on the back of a whole storyline presumably we didn't get to see, Trahearne has found with the Priory now something to do with cleansing ore, something that has seemed impossible for so long. But if they get Cannonbolt to the right place, well, hold on, this is huge. But where would we hold such a ritual? Meet me at the Az-Kabar Royal Crypt, and I'll have an assault team ready to support us. Az-Kabar, the tomb we saw in the Vision of Ore. It's a plan. I'll see you there. So that's the segue we have into the final act of victory or death. And it's to do with cleansing ore.
I'm pleased you're here.
Where Trahearne got that information, what the Priory's been doing, well, we'll have to discuss a little bit later. Ellie, in the meanwhile... Oh, she doesn't actually have dialogue for us. That's really sad.
Are you friend?
Neither is Ellen Jane or Scholar Implug. Well, there you have it. So let's... This character looks a lot like my original main, except black, basically. Well, I don't know. Her mouth is a little bit different as well. All right, so let's leave the instance. And there you go. That's the act completed. We could, in theory, continue along now. But, hey, you might have noticed for a while, Bract has had some mail that he hasn't been reading. Maybe we should get on that. Well, here's Zodja. She says, catching up. Commander, I've heard about the loss of your demolitionist pal Ton. I didn't know him, but I think I might have gotten along with him. People who like to blow stuff up tend to keep the conversation lively. Try not to let his death ruin the rest of your war, and keep up the good work. Wow, that was a few months ago now, eh? We just had another horrible death of an Asura. And Inventor. Literally, we were talking about the two of them there. But Zodja says something else interesting here. I think Air is plotting something to smooth things over between me and her. Or me and the rest of Destiny's Edge. I may see what she's got in mind, just for a laugh. I'll let you know how it goes. Until then, Zodja. So, this is actually an amazing mail, guys, that we're reading. This is one of the last mails in the entire timeline of Destiny's Edge missives. What this is talking about is Air hatching a plan after Honor of the Waves. So let's think about it right now in the timeline. What's going on? Air is friends with Kaith, Logan, Ritlock. They're all fine. All four of them. The only oddball, the only one who is still a bit of a weirdo and isn't being very nice is Zodja. And Air has cooked up something for her. Well, no sooner do we get that, the Herald, as ever, comes in with their own message. Your Herald. Inquest activity at the Crucible of Eternity. Hail, mighty hero. Word has reached me that Ritlock and Logan have been spotted together and not threatening each other. Whatever you did at the Citadel of Flame, it seems to have taken. Well, we didn't necessarily do anything. We've been bunkered up in ore for a long time as Bract. Zodja has been in pursuit of her master's other apprentice, Kudu. And since she drove him out of Sorrow's embrace, Kudu has set up a great laboratory in the heart of the expansive Inquest base at the Crucible of Eternity, in the eastern part of the Steam-spurred mountains. Kudu has been continuing his experiments in draconic energy, and I have no doubt that Zoja intends to confront him, alone if she has to. I've sent word to Ritlock and Logan, but I don't know if they'll arrive in time. Can you help? As always, your Herald. So, it's time, guys, for the final dungeon solo of the game. Now, technically, the game ends with a dungeon, but the dungeon that the game ends with is a solo dungeon, and it's designed to be that. Our last big challenge solo has just arrived, though. I did promise you we would return to Mount Maelstrom. Today is that day. So, we're going to head up to the Broken Arrow waypoint. And this is our last foray outside of Ore. We've seen the last of the Shiver Peaks. We've seen the last of Ascalon. We've seen the last of Kryta. We've seen the last of a ton of things. Now we're about to see the last of, like, the Tarnished Coastie style thing and Mount Maelstrom. With this done, hopefully we'll have a Destiny's Edge on end to help us in the last parts of this battle against Zaitan. So join me next time, guys, for the Infinity Coil Reactor, the continuing and conclusion of the Inquest activities throughout the main story, and nods back to what happened a year or two before the start of the game at the Promenade Reactor, and much, much more. I hope to see you there. Thanks very much for watching. Can't come quick enough.
We're too late? The evidence we needed to prove Kudu stole my idea is now a pile of ashes, soot, and failure.
Not a failure, a setback. Now that we know Kudu's up to something big, we just need to figure out what it is and how to stop it.
I'm ready. Plagiarism and arson are one thing, but wiping out all records of my very first invention. I'm going to tattoo Kudu's butt with boot prints.